It's Christie from Symmetry, and I'm here to do another TRX workout for us today. So we have the TRX set at short, and we're going to start with a squat. We're going to bring our heels together and our toes apart and lift your heels up. Elbows start bent. You're going to bend your knees to lower yourself down into the squat, and then you're going to stand up and give your bum a little squeeze. So breathe in and breathe out. And the whole time you want to keep your heels together and lifted. 10 left. And 9. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. The next thing we're going to do is a hip hinge in parallel. I'm going to walk a little closer to my anchor, and you're going to hinge from your hips to reach forward, keeping the head higher than the shoulders, and then you're going to give your bottom a squeeze to stand back up. Breathe in, breathe out. Just a nice way to stretch and warm up through the shoulders and the back. And then we're going to do the same thing, but just with a little wider, turned out stance. And you're hinging right from the hips. You're folding into your hips to reach forward. The next thing that we're going to do is another squat. You're going to bend your elbows, and we're going to lower our bottom down towards the floor. And then you're going to lift your heels up. And then you're going to alternate dropping your heels. So the exercise would be running on the reformer. And you just want to make sure that you are stable in your shoulders. So I think of keeping my shoulders away from my ears and my shoulder blades as stable on my back as I can get them. And then you can allow yourself to come as low into the squat as you can not hang into your arms. So as low as you can stay stable and strong. You feel this in your thighs above your knees. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both heels down to stand up, and then we're going to go back to that plie squat. The arms start reaching away. Breathe in. You're going to lower yourself down into your squat, and you're going to take your right arm and reach it, and you're going to follow it. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to do this in sets of 3. And then you're going to take a break and you're going to stand. So I'm going to walk a little closer to my anchor and lower down, and then you're going to open. So you want to be able to maintain tension in the TRX strap the whole time and watching it go. Come back to the center and stand, and you have one more set. Lower down, open, open. And then stand. We're going to go down into that position again, and we're going to open both arms. And you want to have the feeling that you're able to squeeze into your shoulder blades when those arms open. So you're just feeling a little squeeze of those shoulder blades towards your spine. You only open your arms as wide as you feel stable, and your head and body doesn't come forward when your arms open. So your spine stays still, your arms just squeeze open. 3 more. 2 and 1. Let's come up out of that squat. You can go as low in that squat too as feels comfortable for you. We're going to come on up and go to row. So you're going to step your feet closer to the anchor, lean your body back, pull your elbows past, just a little bit past your ribs. We're using our back muscles to do this exercise. And the closer you step your feet towards the anchor, the harder it is to pull your body up. So you can choose the angle that you want for this exercise. It's important to feel a little bit of connection into the abdominals in this exercise so that when you pull yourself forward, you don't pull your body into an arched position. You're pulling your body up straight like a board. and then we're gonna stand up. So we have a one-legged squat next. So this is gonna be from a lean position. So my elbows are bent, and I'm gonna step my left foot under the anchor, so I'm on a diagonal. And then when I come into the squat, my arms are gonna lengthen and my bottom's gonna drop, and then I'm gonna pull myself back up, okay? So my arms are gonna lengthen, and I'm gonna pull myself back up. On the lifted leg, you're just trying to keep your thigh nice and tight and strong, and you're gonna come back to that diagonal. 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So then on the other leg, elbows are bent. You're going to step that supporting leg a little bit close towards your anchor. Lift your other leg up from your hip, and then lower through your arms, and then stand back up. And up. When I'm standing up, I'm actually really standing up with that right leg right into my glute when I stand. So it's a little balance of my arms pulling me up, but it's a lot of leg standing me back up. 2 left, 1 left. The next exercise is going to be a pike into a little bit of thoracic extension. So you're going to open your legs about hip width apart. You're going to allow the arms to lengthen, and your bottom falls back with your toes pointed up. Then you're going to pull your hips up, bring your elbows back, and allow the chest and the heart to lift. So I think I could make my pike position a little bit deeper, and then I would feel a little more thoracic extension here. So I'm going to step a little closer to the anchor point so that when my hips drop, they go a little lower. And then when I stand, I have a little bit more pull back through the elbows. So you can breathe in here and breathe out. And breathe in. And I'm really using my bum too here to bring myself up, and then I'm just letting my heart lift. My shoulder blades come a little closer together. I'm not overly arching that lumbar spine. I'm just allowing the heart to lift, the chest to open at the top. And it feels really nice. Up. One more time. And then just a quick set of bicep curls before we turn around to do Superman. So you're gonna just hold those elbows up. Now sometimes our bodies might wanna row the elbows in, but you're gonna keep your elbows lifted, and you're gonna pull your hands over your shoulders, and that's what brings your body forward. So you can make the angle as big as you want, making it harder by stepping your feet closer to the anchor point. It doesn't mean that you can't do bicep curls with your elbows not as high. Just resist the temptation to pull your elbows back, to pull your hands to your chest. Make sure that you have the motion of your hands coming up, the arms coming up over the shoulders to make sure that you're working into those biceps. All right, one more. And release. I'm going to change the length of my TRX now, so you're going to go longer through the straps. And then we're going to go into chest press. So for chest press and Superman, you want to have your feet close together. You're going to bend your elbows, and you're going to press back away. Bend your elbows, and press back. So you have to be careful on chest press that you're stable in your shoulders, and that you don't let your head fall down, and that you also don't pull your head back too much. So you want to just keep your head and neck in line with your body, and bring your elbows wide to lower yourself down as much as you can stay stable in your shoulders. And again, if you want it harder, you can put your feet closer to the anchor. If you want a little bit of help, you can always step a foot forward to help you to go a little bit lower. That's a modification. The next thing is called Superman. And so you're going to bring your arms out in front of you, and you're going to lift up on your tippy toes, and you challenge your core against gravity, and you're going to come back down. So you want to be able to, like you're flying, come out into a nice long line in space, and then I take my belly button and pull it up, and bring the front of my hips a little bit up towards my ribs. And that way, I don't arch my back. So you're pulling the front of the hips up towards the front of the ribs, and you're going only as much forward through the arms and shoulders as you can stay stable. Facing the anchor, so I'm going to change my straps to come to between the short and the double yellow stitching, and then I'm going to bend my elbows. So it's going to be just the left leg staying down and the right leg lunging back and then lifting up. And you can add, if you want, a little jump on that supporting leg if you'd like. Another way to increase the challenge is, don't let that foot touch in the back. One more. Now I'm going to stay here, holding my knee up, and then I'm going to straighten my arms, reach my leg to the back, and then I'm going to stand back up and bend my knee. So you're going to press your leg to the back and come back up. Sometimes what happens when you press your leg to the back is that right hip lifts. You don't want it to open up, turn out. You want to keep both of your hips pointed towards the floor. Okay, just about 4 left. 4. Feel free to let there be a little bend in that supporting knee. So for me, it's my left leg that's down, so a little bend in that supporting knee to help with activating your glute on that side. Now I'm going to hold this, and I want my head a little higher than my arms and my shoulders kind of plugged in, my arms plugged into my shoulders. You're going to lower your toes on the right, and you're going to lift your leg up and flex. Touch your toes down, lift up. Touch your toes down, lift up through the back of the leg. Touch your toes down, lift up. 4 more. Touch your toes down, lift up. You're not hanging in your shoulders. So you're just really holding yourself here. You don't want to hang into those arms and shoulders. Last 2. Last 1. And then go back to the way you started. Lift that knee, and then put that leg down. So we're going to do that same pattern on the other side. So this leg starts up, go back, put your knee up, go back, put your knee up. Now remember, there could be a hop on the right leg. I added that little hop on the other side. I'm not going to hop on this side because of my knee, but you can add that hop for sure if you want. The other part is that you can do a balance and not let your foot touch in the back. We're never hanging into our arms. Remember, we're just using the TRX for balance, but you're not hanging into the arms when you do this exercise. 3, 2, 1. We're going to stay here with our knee up and go right away into the hinge with your leg lifted in the back. Knee up, hinge, knee up, hinge, knee up. Keeping nice and stable in those shoulders, always my head higher than my arms. Oops, I almost lost my balance on that one. You can use those TRX handles, staying nice and even, to help you to keep your balance. And this next one, we're just going to stay out there. Good. Plug those arms into your shoulders. Oops, did you see I almost lost my balance? touch, lift, and here's where you can use that slight little bend in the supporting leg to make sure you're activating that glute on that supporting side. Up, 4 more, touch, up, 3 more, touch, up, 2 more, touch, up, 1 more, touch, up, and then go back to the way you started and put that leg down. Good. So now we're going to lean away, palms facing away, and you're going to just bend your elbows, pulling your forearms and your knuckles back to be in line with your head, neck, and shoulders. And then reaching your arms back, palms down. I meant to say palms down if I said palms up. You're going to pull nice and wide, and then release. So I call this one the W. It makes a W from your hand to your head to your other hand, or you can think of it as open elbows on the reformer. Again, it's a back exercise. You want to have the pull come from your back muscles, bringing you up. Good job. And then release. One more of the chest press. So you're going to bring those straps long by pulling on the little clips, and we're going to turn around. And then you're going to bring your feet closer to the anchor point, and you want the anchor to be lined up at the back of your head, and you're going to lower down, and you're going to press away. Lower down, press away. Resist the temptation to let the head fall down to the floor. We don't want that. You also don't want to be pulling your chin up away. You're going to keep your head right in line with your spine as you lower down, push back. Let's try about 6 more. Remember, you can make that as hard as you want by stepping your feet closer to the anchor, or you can make it easier by placing just a little foot in front of you on the floor to catch you. And you have 1 more. Awesome, and release. So we're going to be coming to the mat, so this gives you a chance to grab a quick drink of water before you go. You want to make sure that the straps are hanging at about mid-calf length, and you're going to get a mat. I'm going to get my mat right now and place it under my reformer. Okay, so you want to have your head underneath the anchor point, and you're going to put your feet in the cradles of the TRX. Remember, it's at mid-calf length. Right, so my head is about a little forward of the anchor point, and you can see me. So I'm going to take my bottom, and I'm just going to pick it up. Let my shoulders rest, and then I'm going to slightly turn my feet out, not too much, because I don't want to lose my feet being in the cradles. I'm going to bring my heels together. So now your goal is to keep your bum lifted. You're going to pull your heels in towards your bottom, and you're going to push your legs back up. You're going to breathe in, and you're going to breathe out. You're going to try to just keep your bottom nice and still above the floor as it's lifted above the floor. Just breathe in and out. So we're working our bottom and hamstrings. Mostly, that's what I feel. I feel my thighs too. And then you can take a break. And then the next thing that we're going to do is just go to parallel through the legs. You're going to pick up your bottom. You're going to open your legs and close them. You want to try to feel this in your outer hips, specifically glute medius. So if you wanted the legs and the bottom to be just a little bit higher off the floor, you could push your body that way so that your head was a little bit more under the anchor point than mine is, and you feel it just a little bit higher up on your hips. But this is fine for me. So remember, my legs are parallel. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to put my bottom down. I am going to scooch just a little bit more towards my anchor, and then still arms down. Pick your bottom up, and then I'm just going to swing the TRX side to side. So you don't want your back to arch. Just be careful you're not arching your back. You can kind of sink a little bit into the abs. And you should feel this just above your hips on either side in the waist. Your arms could go a little wider on the floor for support. And the back of the shoulders stay down. If you feel this in your lower back, put your bottom down, and then pick it back up and really try to squeeze your bottom so that you're not arching up into your lower back. And then come to the center and stop. We have one more thing to do. So what you're going to do is, it looks like this. We're going to be just running the legs like that, but your bum is going to be up. So your legs start out, your arms are down. You're going to scoop and pick up your bottom, and then you're just going to drag the TRX, without sawing like I just did. You want them nice and even. You're just going to drag the heels in towards your bottom. Now I'm going to take both legs out. I'm just going to do just a few with, sorry, I meant to say stop running with alternating legs. I'm going to do both legs. So 4 more. Keep holding the bum up. 3, 2, and 1. Now I wanted to show a modification. You could do this whole thing with your bottom down. So if it bothered your lower back, or was just too much for you to hold your bum up the whole time, you can do the whole thing with your bottom down. And all of this, legs opening and closing. And it's a little harder to do the waist swing, but you could even do that. Okay? So we're going to take our heels out, and you're going to use the TRX to help you to sit on up. And then we're going to give ourselves a little stretch. So you can sit back a little bit, and you're going to just reach forward and give yourself a little stretch. So the next thing has our pelvis underneath the anchor point, and it's just a teaser exercise. I'm going to pull my straps up a teeny tiny bit, just a couple inches or so, and then I'm going to put my pelvis under the anchor point. And my feet are going to be bent, but I'm going to push my feet away from my bottom. So I'm going to use my arms to curl. So it's almost like you're doing a little bicep curl. I'm using my arms to curl my upper body up off the floor. I'm going to continue to roll up, and then when I get to the top, I'm going to reach my arms away. So the change is that you're going to just lift your legs up, you're going to put your feet down, bend your elbows, lower yourself down, and you're relaxed. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to curl up, to roll up. You could even think of opening, reaching the legs up and out, and then you're going to put your feet down, bend your elbows, and roll down. So, inhale to prepare. Exhale to curl head, neck, and shoulders up. So I'm finding my imprint. Roll through the imprint. Extend the legs. Reach the arms. Try not to collapse into your back. You want to stay holding up, nice and neutral in the thoracic spine. Bend your knees. Bend your elbows. Roll back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll through imprint to lift. Reach your arms out. Bend your knees. Roll back down. Couple more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Coming up and through, reach the arms out, bend your knees, and roll down. Roll up, reach, in, and down. 2 more. Nod your head, roll through imprint, lift, bend, roll down. Last time. Roll through imprint, lift, bend, and down. Good. So the next exercise, you need your chest kind of under the ankle point, and then your arms are going to go into the cradles, and they're going to reach away from you. So you don't want your shoulders up by your ears. You're going to reach your arms away from you. We're going to pick up the right leg and then the left to find imprint, and then head, neck, and shoulders are going to come up. So you're going to maintain imprint, as you reach your legs away, alternating them. And as you reach away, you want to try to feel a little squeeze at the bottom underneath the leg, and you're going only as low as you feel that you can keep holding the belly button in. So then what we're going to do is take the right arm and reach it out and come back. You're going to take the left arm and reach it out and come back. So you're adding just a little rotation to the side of the bent knee. Maintaining imprint, still giving your bum that little squeeze when that leg goes out. And then we're going to stay here. Now I'm going to flip my palms so that my knuckles rest against the TRX. Cradle. Now you can always put your head down if you need a break. This last piece is like double leg stretch. So you're going to sweep your arms out as you send both legs out. Only as low through the legs as you can maintain imprint, only as wide through the arms as you have good shoulder stability. So I'm working really hard in my core, not to arch my back. And rest. So that was a great little routine. You can put your feet down, lift your hips up. I'm going to do that series one more time just to make sure we get those abs nice and tired. So you're going to take your hands to the loops and you're going to bend your knees, imprinting the lower back. Lift head, neck, and shoulders up. Single leg stretch, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bicycle, 8, oops. You want to turn to the side of the bent knee, so I'm going to go back and do that one again. Turn to the side of the bent knee, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, double leg stretch, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And put your feet down and pick your bum up. Okay, the last thing to do here before we go to a single handle mode position with this TRX is we're just going to do a little plank exercise. So I'm going to grab hold of my leg and rock myself up. I'm going to sit on my left hip and put my right foot in the front strap as it hangs down, and my left foot in the back. Then I'm going to spin my body around to hands and knees. Now you do want your feet under the anchor point on this exercise, so I'm going to be walking my body forward a little bit. And then I'm going to pick up my knees, keep my legs close together. And you want as long of a line of the body as you can. So this would be me letting my back arch. I'm going to lift up. So again, the feeling that my hip bones are pulling upwards towards my ribs. And you're going to just drag your knees in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we're going to alternate. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, hold the plank, and bend the knees. Nice job. Okay. Single handle mode. And this next exercise is called single leg kick. It's kind of fun. Single handle mode takes the triangle on the right TRX and pushes it through the left. And then again, the triangle on the right to push through the left. Makes a mustache. So you're going to put your top leg, which is my right leg, in the TRX loop. And then you're going to come so that your foot is going to be under the anchor point. Okay? So you're on your side. Left arm is down to support you. You bring your leg forward and back. Forward and back. So this one feels nice on the hip. When your leg goes to the back, you don't want to push it so far back that you have to lean forward. So you're just reaching your leg to the back and you're kind of squeezing your bottom to get the leg, to get that hip to extend a little bit. so the leg can go to the back. From under your armpit on the left side, this is my supporting side, just make sure you're not collapsing into your shoulder. So I'm pressing up and away from the floor. And this just feels really nice on the hip, a nice long leg as it swings back and forth. Good, and then you're gonna sit up, and you're gonna sit like a mermaid. So that means my right shin is facing the TRX and my left leg is bent. The left arm goes up and you're gonna side bend leaning toward your TRX. So you wanna make sure you're sitting really tall up out of your hips and you're reaching up and over, and then you're gonna turn and you're gonna sweep the right arm around and you're gonna come back and stretch over. Put your left hand on the floor, sweep around, right arm over, sweep around, one more time, over, and sweep around. And finally, before we do this whole thing on the other side, we have a quick side plank. So you're gonna put your left foot now, the bottom leg, into the TRX. You want the bottom leg into this single handle. The top leg goes up and over. It's gonna help you to lift up. Use your top hand, your top leg, push yourself up to a plank, and then rest your foot on top of the other foot. And then you're gonna lift your arm up to the ceiling. So what we're looking for is just a nice steady plank here. So you can keep this arm reaching up, or you can just extend it by your ear for a little extra lever length. And we're just gonna hold it. And then this top arm is gonna come back up and onto your hip, and we're gonna do just a couple dips. So dip down through the hips and pull up, dip down through the hips and pull up. Good, you have 3 left. Dip down through the hips and pull up. Oops. 2 more. Dip down through the hips and pull up. And one more time. Dip down, pull up. Put your top hand on the floor. Bend your knees and lower yourself down. Are we ready to do that whole thing on the other side? So your foot is going to be under the anchor point for a single leg kick. Your top leg goes in, and you're going to come to your side. So you want this top leg to be parallel to the floor, not turned out if possible. So your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked. You're swinging your leg forward in your hip. You're bringing it back, and you're squeezing your bum to give you that little bit of hip extension in the front. From your arm pit on the right, you're lifting up a little. You're not collapsing down into that shoulder. And we're just breathing in and out. Feels really good on the hips. Good. And then you have mermaid. So we're going to bend our knee, and you're going to sit on up. And you're going to reach your right arm up. So you're lengthening your waist. You're going to bend over towards the TRX, and you're going to sweep away. And over. When you sweep away, let your head, just keep in line with your spine. Your spine is bending a little bit, flexing a little bit, so you're going to just let your head kind of follow that. My head just looks down at the floor. Sweep away. One more thing I wanted to say is you could also put your hand in the cradle to do this exercise. It feels nice when you sweep around when the hand and the arm is just a little bit lower. I'll do one more on this side. And sweep. That feels really good on the back. And then your bottom leg goes in the cradle. Top leg comes around, top hand comes around, pick yourself up to a plank. Take your top leg and place it on your bottom leg, and you're gonna hold yourself in your plank. Reach your arm to the ceiling, reach your arm over your head, and just hold it nice and steady. Just finding that plank. Take a breath, and then your top arm reaches up. It's gonna find your hip. You're going to drop your hip, you're going to pull it up for 1, you're going to lower it, pull it up for 2, lower it, pull it up for 3, lower it, pull it up for 4. Keep those inner thighs talking, and 5. Good, and the top hand goes down, lower down. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, and we have 3 exercises left before we're done, is called sit to stand. This one's kind of fun. So you're gonna just bend your knees, you have a little bit of an open stance through your legs. You're gonna walk your hands up, and you're gonna stand yourself up. So I'm gonna walk back a little bit. You might not be seeing my head, but the next thing I'm gonna do, lower myself down, pull myself up. You can even let your bum touch, and you're gonna pull yourself up. So there is a little bit of a balance here between getting those legs to be part of it and pulling only up with your arms. So you wanna make sure that your legs are part of the standing up away from the floor. You don't want it to be all your arms pulling you back up. And actually, it's kind of fun to let your butt touch, to feel like you're sitting, and then to kind of stand all the way back up again. Little kids can easily do this, but as we get to be adults, it's really hard to come into such a deep squat and then get yourself out of it. So we're gonna do 3 more. So these are called sit to stands. There's 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we want to do a little bit of a balancing lunge in our single handle mode. So second to last exercise, I'm going to raise up my cradle a little bit, my handles, by just pulling up each one individually, pulling them up just a little bit. So they're mid-calf length. My back is going to be to you, but I'm going to put my right foot in, and then I'm going to hop so that, oops, the TRX is a little bit behind my right shoulder for a balancing lunge. I'm going to try to bend my left knee to lower myself down, and I'm also bending my right knee to go down towards the floor. So it's both knees bend to find that good lunge. You want to make sure that when you're dropping down, that your front knee doesn't go too far forward over your toes. So you might need to hop a little bit forward before you do too many where your knees are coming over your toes. Also, try not to curl your toes under on that supporting leg. Two more. Then you're going to switch sides. So again, we're just looking for a good lunge that has your hips kind of squaring, both knees bending, and really using your thigh and your glute to stand yourself back up. Go as low as you can be stable. Working our balance. One side. 2 more. Okay, great job. Okay, one more exercise. We did bicep curls. I don't want you to think I forgot our triceps, so I took it out of single handle mode, and I'm on my hands and knees. I'm gonna bend at my hips, and I'm gonna put my head under the anchor point, and then I'm gonna just bring my elbows forward just a little bit, but I have good stability in my shoulders, and I'm gonna push myself up, and then I'm gonna bend my elbows. Push myself up, bend my elbows. So my hips, my knees, and my feet aren't doing anything. I'm just straightening my arms, and that lifts my body up. You have to be careful on triceps that you don't roll your shoulders forward. So you wanna make sure you pull your shoulders back away from your ears, and then you keep them back. keep them on your back. So press up, really use your arms, the back of those arms to press yourself up. Keep your arms about shoulder width apart. Wrap your hands around those grips and relax that neck. 4 more. 4. Your hips might want to help you. Don't let them help you. 3. Just keep your hips and your feet and your legs quiet. 1 more. Good. Good job. The last thing we're going to do is a stretch. So you're going to stand on up, and I'm going to raise my straps back up again to be on the shorter side, and then walk back, cross your right ankle over your left knee, and have a seat. I call it the number 4 stretch, or a stretch for the glutes and the hips. And then you're going to switch to the other side. I'm going to take out my earbuds. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I'm going to come back down so you can see my face. Hope to see you soon at Symmetry. Have a great day.